24 सितंबर 2025 लद्दाख लेह सिटी द कैपिटल सिटी ऑफ लद्दाख में एक वायलेंट प्रोटेस्ट होता है एंड इन दिस वायलेंट प्रोटेस्ट 4 people got killed. The protest killed 4 people, 4 individuals. 4 लोगों की डेथ होती है, hundreds of people got injured. उन डेथ्स में there is one कारगिल वॉर वेटरन एज वेल. सो 4 लोगों की डेथ लद्दाख में. लद्दाख इज काइंड ऑफ बर्निंग विद प्रोटेस्ट टुडे. इन दैट बैकड्रॉप, as a UPSC aspirant, we are trying to understand what is important for us in Ladakh about its geography. So in this session, we shall be trying to understand the geography of Ladakh. With respect to geography of Ladakh, first we'll understand the physiography, the mountain system, the river valleys, the kind of elevation the area has. Then we'll talk about the climatic conditions, wherein we'll talk about the temperature conditions, rainfall conditions, the conditions about the pressure, the amount of gases that are present there. And third thing, we'll talk about the soil conditions there. What kinds of soil is found there, and those soils, what kind of vegetation they support. And in the end, we'll talk about the wildlife, the biodiversity of that area. So these people who are protesting, and the important leader is Sonam Wangchuk, and ultimately the protest has turned violent, which was planned to be a peaceful protest has turned violent. Actually, Sonam Wangchuk planned for a 35-day hunger strike. On the 15th day of that hunger strike, that is 24th September 2025, the hunger strike turned violent, and that resulted into deaths of 4 individuals along with injuries to hundreds of people. So let's see what is the geography that we should know as a UPSC aspirant in order to be able to solve the questions that could be asked in the examinations like UPSC, CSC and different civil services examination. So beginning with the physiography, one should know that entire Ladakh, the entire UT of Ladakh, which is now a UT after 2019 reorganization of state of Jammu and Kashmir Act 2019, the state of Jammu and Kashmir was divided into, basically bifurcated into 2 UTs. One UT is UT of Jammu and Kashmir, and second is UT of Ladakh. Today we shall be focusing upon the geography of Ladakh. So this entire Ladakh is situated nearly at a height of around 3,000 to 3,500 meters. This is the average elevation of Ladakh. So that ranges from say 2,500 meter or say 2,700 meters to the heights are up to 6,000 meters. So basically it is the Great Himalayan Range. So Himalaya, you know, that is divided into 3 ranges broadly. The southernmost range that we call at Shivalik range. The middle range of Himalaya is called Himachal, and the outermost, or call it the innermost, not the outermost, the innermost Himalaya is called Greater Himalaya. So the entire Ladakh is situated in Greater Himalaya, and this Greater Himalaya, the third range of Himalaya, is further divided into 3 ranges. So in that Greater Himalaya, the southernmost part of Greater Himalaya is called Jaskar range. If you move northwards, upwards, you'll find Ladakh range, and further moving northwards, you'll come across Karakoram range. So these 3 ranges, which are part of Greater Himalaya, is where Ladakh is situated. The entire UT of Ladakh is there. Ladakh on the northern side shares boundary with China, and on the northwestern side, it is sharing border with Pakistan. The 2, countries which are having on and off kind of hostile relations with India 1962 war with China, 1965 war with Pakistan, then recent terrorist attack from Pakistan, and then again, the Galwan Valley attack. So basically, these two are the hostile nations, we can say, with respect to India. So the government of India has to take care of strategic control of that UT of Ladakh, and that UT, which is having a difficult terrain at the elevation of nearly, on an average, 3,000 meters. Between these two ranges, if you remember, the southernmost range of Ladakh, the Jaskar range, and then further northward the Ladakh range, between these two ranges the Indus River enters. So Indus River, which originates from Tibet, it enters into India between these two ranges, the Jaskar range and the Ladakh range. Once it enters into that valley, from the left side, from the southernmost side, from the left bank of Indus River, there is a tributary called a Jaskar tributary, or call it Janskar as well. It is at places written Jaskar, at places it is also written Janskar. So that river is a left bank tributary of Indus River. So that river joins Indus River. Moving further is that river, Indus River, is joined by another river, another small tributary called Dras, which originates near Kargil and Dras. So, and from the northern side, the Indus River is joined by a river called Shyok River. Shyok River is joined by a river, another tributary, indirect tributary of Indus and direct tributary of Shyok, is called Nubra River. So, Nubra River originates in Nubra Valley, in the northernmost part of Ladakh, originates there, joins Shyok River, and then ultimately Shyok River joins Indus River. So these are the important tributaries of river Indus. And then let's talk about the climatic conditions of Ladakh. So you should know that Ladakh is a cold desert of India. So it is a desert. It means that anyhow, based on the definition of a desert, the average annual rainfall has to be less than 25 centimeter. And over here in Ladakh, the rainfall on an average basis, annually, the rainfall is around 10 to 15 centimeter. So rainfall is very less. That is why it is a desert. The desert-like conditions are there, and it is a cold desert. Why it is a cold desert? Because it is situated at a greater altitude. The altitude, I told you, is on an average around 3,000 to 3,500 meters, but at places it reaches up to 6,000 meters. So because of that, it is a cold desert. The cold conditions, in fact, if you look at diurnal range of temperature in Ladakh, it is very large. It means that the daytime in Ladakh is having larger temperature, higher temperature compared to the night time. So that is why the diurnal range of temperature is large, as well as the annual range of temperature. The temperature of the coldest month and the temperature of the warmest month is again large. So diurnal range of temperature as well as annual range of temperature, both are equally large. So that is about the temperature conditions in Ladakh. Talking about the rainfall situation. So if you happen to visit Ladakh, you'll find that rainfall is very less. You know why the rainfall is very less? You know that the moisture-laden winds, which are causing monsoonal rainfall in India, once they strike Himalayan range, they cause huge rainfall across the lower altitudes. In the Shivalik region, there would be greater rainfall, and as we move upward across the altitudes, the rainfall decreases. And since Ladakh is at a very great height, so that is why the rainfall is very less. So basically those moisture laden winds have shed their moisture in the northern part itself, in Shivalik range and in Himachal range of Himalaya. So that is why that part of Himalaya, which is the part of Ladakh, receives relatively very less rainfall, and that is the reason for the desert-like conditions as well. And moreover, you should also know that as we move across the altitudes, the pressure also decreases. So that is the reason अगर आप कभी लद्दाख जाएंगे, you go as a tourist, so your guide will suggest you to acclimatize yourself for some days. एक दो दिन आप लद्दाख रुकिए, and then they'll start you taking to different points, the tourist spots that they have. उसके पीछे लॉजिक यही है कि प्रेशर कम है, ऑक्सीजन लेवल कम है, तो आप उस इन्वायरमेंट में रहने के लिए एकस्टम्ड नहीं है. तो यू शुड एक्लिमेटाइज योर सेल्फ फॉर 1 or 2 days अगर आप लद्दाख जाते हैं, एंड देन यू शुड स्टार्ट रोमिंग अराउंड हेयर एंड देयर. अदरवाइज मेडिकल कंडीशंस हो सकती हैं बिकॉज ऑफ द लेस प्रेशर एंड लो level of oxygen at that height. So this is about the climatic conditions. Now coming to the soil conditions, because of these physico-climatic conditions, the soil over here, rainfall is very less. The temperature conditions are broadly low. The temperature is usually low over here. तो जो soil बन रही है, that is sandy soil. That is having pebbles, that is having gravels. So soil is kind of gravelly, kind of sandy. So sandy soils, gravelly soils, it means that fertility will not be there. तो fertility नहीं होगी तो vegetation will not be flourishing as it flourishes in the plain areas. So that is why vegetation in that area, in entire Ladakh, I can say, is sparse, highly distributed. Mostly it is the grasses, that are well adapted to those cold conditions, to that high altitudes, those harsh conditions. So grasses are there, shrubs are there, and at certain places you'll find that certain trees, certain plants are there, woody plants are there, but they are very less in number. Their proportion is very less. Why proportion is very less? Because moisture is not available that much. क्योंकि जब भी बारिश भी हो रही है तो only in the monsoon season it is rainfall, otherwise mostly it is snowfall. तो moisture air में कम है, and to have leafy trees you need moisture. तो moisture नहीं होगा तो trees are there, woody trees are there, but in the river valleys में क्यों? क्योंकि वहाँ पे moisture content is relatively more. तो उन एरियाज में will have certain trees such as you must have heard of something called willow tree is there. So उसमें hairy leaves हैं. Willow tree, if you look at the picture, you'll see that the hairy leaves are there. Then there is something called junipers. Juniper is another important tree found there. Juniper is also a sacred grove. तो अगर आप बुद्धिस्ट मोनास्ट्री अगर आप विजिट करते हैं लद्दाख में तो आप देखोगे these junipers are worshipped in those Buddhist monasteries. So that is a sacred grove. Then another important tree that you'll come across is poplar. Poplar is another very important tree found there in the river valleys areas, in the areas where moisture content is relatively higher, and where moisture content is relatively less, we'll find grasses, extensive meadows could be there, shrubs are there, and as you move, from the lower altitudes to higher altitudes, the subalpine and alpine flora is found. So based on the altitude and the moisture content available, the alpine and subalpine flora would be found. Rhododendron flowery plants will be there. That is a beautiful plant if you look at. So rhododendron will be found here. So these are the different kinds of vegetation that you'll come across if you roam, in entire Ladakh. And if you're roaming around Ladakh, you'll also come across certain wildlife. The important wildlife that you might come across is a snow leopard, one very important snow leopard. Then certain herbivores, because grasses is present, shrubs are present. So certain herbivores also there. Serpents, herbivores like Tibetan antelope is there or Himalayan antelope is there. उसको local में चीरू बोलते हैं. तो चीरू is there, which is Tibetan or Himalayan antelope. Blue sheep is there, again a herbivore. Then certain predators, snow leopard is there. Then Himalayan wolf is there, again a predator. So these are the most likely wildlife that you can come across if you roam around the UT of Ladakh. You must have heard of a very important protected area, a national park called Hemis National Park. अगर आप ले सिटी के इन एंड अराउंड घूमेंगे, in the southern side of Leh city, you'll come across Hemis National Park on the left bank of the Indus River. So this was about the geography of Ladakh. Let us know if you're liking our initiative. Let us know certain topics that you want us to cover in this manner. We'll cover it for you. And thank you for being with us. Thank you. Have a great time.